IVM.
Helping us pay our bills this week is Setu IMAX. For more information, go to setu.in.
Never before in the history of radio, television, film or dance bars has there been a show like The Seen and the Unseen. Well, it's mostly about the scene because who knows what the unseen is. And it's a podcast hosted by Amit Verma. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app or wherever you get your podcast from. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Yes, here on Cyrus Says, edition of Cock and Bull, we call the Karnataka election result 1 hour, 15 minutes after they were declared, which is after everybody else, just to be safe. With us, Aakash, the voice of India.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, here on Cyrus Says, it's time to sell what we have. I tried to rant, I tried to rave, but unfortunately nobody's listening, nobody cares, so I've given up. As a cynic, I'm putting forth this area, what is called the rant space, or the rant space rather, to everybody out there for 100 rupees a word. You just tell us what you want us to say about you, like happy birthday, wish your uncle, say sorry to your girlfriend, or just talk about your ulcers. Whatever you want, it's 100 bucks a word, special summer offer. And with me, of course, here on Cyrus Says today is Aakash Amit. Unbelievable. 2 A's for the price of 1. It's called Cyrus Says.
Think about it. What do your eyes really need? And try not to say Netflix. Your eyes require protection and maintenance, but all those TV shows may be good for the soul, but the digital screens affect your eyes and age them faster. Setu IMAX is a modern health supplement, which ensures your eyes stay protected as you enjoy all that screen time for longer without any strain. Setu IMAX is powered by natural carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin. Check out www.setu.in to buy IMAX, and you can get up to 50% off if you use the promo code SETU50. Also, head to the Instagram page where we have a contest running for you. Share a screenshot of what you're watching on your phone right now, whether it's your Instagram feed or your favorite YouTube channel or anything else, and upload it to your stories using IMAX as a hashtag. That's IYEMAX. Also, make sure you tag Setu India and we'll give you a chance to win a TV binging kit from us. Protect your eyes, or rather, screen-proof them.
Alright, Cock and Bull is what we call this version. What a strange show we've come up with. Firstly, Cyrus Says, then Cock and Bull, then IPL special. People are confused. But I think names are very important. The more names we have, the better it is.
Yeah, I mean, like the more search engine optimization, right?
I think so. Look at Shakespeare's What You Will.
What You Will
is also known as the 12th
reactor.
Night. Yeah?
Like some point someone can type nuclear reactor and still lead to your podcast.
And nuclear with a K. Just keep us safe. Because in India, you have to be lucky about everything. So K, I say K for everything. When I tell somebody to do something off, I always say it starts with K. Yep. Sorry, Amit, you're in a serious mood. Or
I am not at all.
You're recovering from the debacle of Karnataka where you cast your vote wrongly.
Did I?
What? No, he was campaigning for BJP. What are you saying?
He is the face of BJP, from what I gather. So are we all.
Essentially,
so that we can continue the podcast, so are we all. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. I should be happy, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
See, there's sarcasm and there's comedy. You decide which side you want to be on.
Frankenstein happy after the whole...
After the creation of the monster?
Yeah. You mean Dr. Frankenstein?
Dr. Frankenstein.
He doesn't like to be called Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. All right.
Frankie.
Yeah. I bet the monster was an immigrant. When you all think about it, I bet the whole story is not the way it was.
Kind of is.
It was like a Bangladeshi guy. He was actually not a monster, but they treated him like one.
No, wait, it's an allegory, right? I mean, the whole Frankenstein story.
And we're going to get our lecture.
Sorry, never mind.
Tell us about your allegory. Come on, we're waiting.
No, it was an allegory about the dangers of technology.
And today, 10,000 years later, you would like to say something?
Yeah, I mean, like...
It's going great.
It is going great.
EVM, Zindabad!
Seriously, do you guys want to live in a world without indoor plumbing?
No, Baba.
I want to talk about EVMs.
Huh?
We'll talk about what's happening. EVMs.
The worst music genre.
The worst ever. Really, don't get it. Don't get the lyrics. Which is side B of the aforementioned.
Don't make fun of DJs.
Why?
Do you know this?
The Delhi guy?
No,
I was there.
Know about this.
You don't. Remember Rahul Subramaniam?
Wait.
I thought you were talking about the Delhi guy
the
Delhi
DJ.
No, are you seriously crazy? But let me tell you, Nikhil Chinappa, my good friend, now we bring this topic up. He used to spin a lot of stuff when we were at MTV, and we do these events where he'd be the DJ. And every time there'd be a fight, because these guys in Gurgaon would come and say, "Oh yaar, ye playlist, ye play karo." And after some time, they just get more drunk and more aggressive, and it would always lead to a scrap.
But that's
so we had to keep bouncers just for a DJ.
The cultural idea of getting annoyed if somebody doesn't play a song only doesn't like. It's such a uniquely North Indian thought. Like everywhere else, you just shut the fuck up.
Let's not lose that.
Yeah.
The fact that you're denied and then you get upset and you shoot the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes for not getting a drink. Sometimes for not playing the song.
Yeah.
Sometimes for both. What do you do? Shoot the whole family?
And it extends to everything else also, right? Like with women also, they'll be like, if you don't marry me, there are two kinds of guys. The loser guy will say, I will kill myself.
Yeah.
And the other guy will say, I will throw acid on you.
Who says I will kill myself? They never say that.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Oh, they don't understand the intonation of myself. They kill her anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, we have weirdos in this country, man. I mean, like, they're the kind of strange things that people do.
I think Aakash is spot on about the whole rejection thing in Indian males, perhaps more North Indian males, but I think Indian males in general.
Indian males generally.
And that is, I think it's the way we're treated by our parents and grandparents.
Yeah.
You really grew up thinking the sun is shining out of your ass.
Yes.
And then you can't take any rejection. You go to American university and suddenly people push you around. For the first time in your 18th year, you're stunned and you come home crying.
That's so interesting. I was just talking to about this to a friend of mine yesterday. He grew up in like a really conservative Rajasthani family. And he's like, all the growing up, all the just work that needed physical prowess or intelligence was given to the boys, and the girls were given menial tasks, just so that it kind of reinforces to you that you are superior to them.
But who looks after the camels? It's a traditional Rajasthani family. I'm presuming they got like one Toyota and then two camels.
Traditional.
And is it one hump or two hump? Don't answer that, Aakash. Let's move forward.
Okay.
With us, our anchor Amit.
So, should we talk about the big one first, the elections and all that?
Since it's sort of still rolling out, I hope we are correct, but it looks. I don't hope we're correct. But
the ad as
Aakash,
we do
you
this.
take the responsibility.
As we do this, my internet. I don't know about what your internet
Your Wi-Fi
says.
conked.
Internet system, man.
Once the results came, it immediately conked, so there's no recount, nothing.
Seats projections, and it says 222 out of 224 declared.
Yes, that's done.
And based on that, it is 116 for
Okay.
BJP, 64 for INC, and 39 for JDS.
Okay.
So if you go by the 10% error, which is worldwide, it comes down to about what, 100 odd? 100 odd and 110, 111 should take them to freedom.
113 is what they need for the majority.
Yeah.
So they're clear, they're through.
They're more or less through. It'll be very unlikely, and 2 or 3 here or there they can easily
Could happen,
make.
but I mean, like even that, but these are declared, right? These are not still like being counted. These are still
Akash has declared them. So the
he's saying
onus is on him now.
So
declared,
this is
right?
what the Google
But that's
search
Akash,
page
not
said.
Akashwani. Huh? Let me just clarify.
NDTV is nobody's giving like a clear timeline at this point.
See, they always leave a little bit of language to allow for any discrepancy and change. So let's just be honest, because we are always live on this podcast. So we want to be honest here. And at the moment, this is what it looks like. BJP is forming the government, and at the moment, that's the call.
That's what it looks like, yes.
I love Cyrus's confidence in saying that we are live on this podcast, that the listener will believe that wherever he or she is, like if they pause it on the pod, we also...
See, Akash, what you not followed about my brethren, people who follow this podcast, is that most of them have medication. Without medication of some sort, they cannot get through this. And when you have medication, your consciousness level dips, as Amit will tell you. Shravan, our engineer, heavily medicated. Because he has to listen to the show all the time. It's gone berserk. We're sending him on leave, Vipassana, 17 months. To cleanse his organs, all 6 of them. 3 visible, as you can see. That's his state. All right, but quick word, Karnataka.
I mean, like...
sign of things to come, Amit?
Or the BJP won, I don't know.
Sign of things to come, the Juggernaut.
God, I hope not, man.
A Hindu word, Jagannath.
Jagannath. Yeah, no, I seriously hope not. But it could be. Listen, I mean, like, it's kind of surprising that even in a state which is having the kind of economic... It's been a positive economic time for them in some ways. So generally when economics are positive...
We're looking at Bangalore. Like any other state in India, they're all parts to that state. There's North Karnataka, there's Hyderabad, Karnataka. I didn't know that there was a place like that.
Right.
And they live in absolutely different worlds.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking at Bangalore, which is like Bombay or Delhi. And, you can't generalize so much. But
I get that, but my hope would be that once there is certain... sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you, what about the fact that Rahul and Siddharamaiah together were not able to connect?
Yeah.
So what anti-incumbency, obviously, but what I mean, 2019, what's going to happen? Nobody seems to be able to dent.
Hopefully, anti-incumbency continues to maintain its.
No, I've been shuttling back and forth with Bangalore last 1 year a lot, and I've realized a couple of things. So one is we have to understand that BJP doesn't fight elections like everybody else.
Meaning?
So meaning when Modi won that thumping majority back in 2014, it was...
Watch what you say, Aakash.
No, I'm just saying that it's a feat, right? Like nobody has gotten that kind of a majority.
That was then.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying what you have to understand about that victory is that 33% of India voted for them. So what
you're saying?
Because see, understand, it's about getting more votes than everybody else. Not even about getting 50% of the votes in a particular area. So if there are 20 candidates, right?
Yeah,
and you get 10% and everybody is stuck at 9 and below, you still win. So the representational
democracy...
It
works for both the parties, the big parties involved in this projection.
But
the point is, they are not, the runner-up is not able to,
Yeah, because the runner-up doesn't have a clear line of leadership. Secondly, the runner-up doesn't have a shadow organization.
In Karnataka? Why not?
Of course not, dude. You cannot compare anything. You cannot compare any pseudo-political organization to what the RSS has. In terms of sheer number of people, their discipline.
The disciplined cadre.
Yeah.
And the hierarchy, which is very clear.
Yeah. So,
sort of follow.
You have to admit that, there's a reason why, liberals always lose.
And you're saying this as a card-carrying member of the
RSS. I don't think there's any doubt that the BJP as a party has really revolutionized how elections are fought in this country.
So are you guys trying to see they're very professional in a way you're complimenting?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
because there's a proper hierarchy and process against the others.
Even if they're doing a smear campaign, they're doing it very professionally.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's something that I always kind of get annoyed about, right? I mean, competence matters a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just having
ethics
the right ideals is not sufficient.
Ethics? Where's this word?
Not ethics. Ideals. I say ideals is a problem.
I say
ideals is probably
he's Googling it right now. Is there a call?
My mother is calling because the whole family...
RSS
my mom is calling, they've won, by the way.
Oh.
That's usually a guarantee.
Aakash Mehta. With the Mehta.
It's just I completely agree with you. It gets frustrating because the nice guys are never as good at their jobs as the bad guys.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like my mom, very interestingly, she always says that politics is not about doing good for the people. It's about winning elections.
Yeah.
And in that job, BJP is very good.
You can tell your mom to talk to some members of the Congress. Have a close party meeting, maybe 6-7 people, get to the point. But this is, I'm just again asking you, it's difficult to say this, but 2019, are we looking at, because people are thinking that as you reach year 4 of the BJP, that there was a waning power, that there's a little irritation, that between GST and Aadhaar card they've driven us mad, and people are saying, what the hell, अच्छे दिन कहाँ है, वो Swiss bank accounts कहाँ है, पैसा, he's what 18 to 20 lakhs per citizen was promised in the beginning, where's all that? And infrastructure is not completely changed and commerce is not booming, it's okay.
Right.
But it would have been okay in the other government as well. I'm just being cynical here for a second. So you think that after 4 years that their ship is going in the right direction or wrong direction?
Are you asking me, do I think the government is moving in the right direction? Absolutely not. But
no, I mean in the perception of our...
But is the perception that they are doing the right thing out there? Absolutely.
So you're saying the popularity has not waned? And if it
think
has, it's not by much.
I think that there is. So, I mean, I know that a lot of people who were pro-BJP from a financial perspective, right? From the perspective that, hey, these guys are going to be great for
it's
markets.
All about commerce. That was the general idea. Aakash pushed down our throat.
Right.
Balkeshwar boy.
But that's not played out at all, right? So I know that there is a great deal of anger in those communities around what was expected and what happened, right?
Yeah. But a couple of those members of those members left the country, Nirav and Vijay.
I think is it also because now they're paying tax? Like I always have this suspicion when it comes to the business class. Like usually business class doesn't like paying tax, and with GST now a lot of people who didn't have to now.
I don't know if it is tax per se. I think a lot of the problems are more related towards kind of regulatory issues. At least some of the people who I've been talking to.
That I agree with it. The SEBI
also
is crazy.
What happened in Gujarat in terms of speed of licenses, speed of business,
it
cannot happen pan-India. So
but it should happen.
How will it happen?
Happen?
Because there's regional governments in place also. It's not exactly the same thing.
Basic laws that we needed in terms of labor reforms and stuff like that. You had the biggest freaking majority ever in 2014.
But again,
how could you not push some sort of
labor reform?
I don't want to
If you
sound
don't
like
do it with that
a...
majority, then how do you change legislation?
Because you
can't
cannot do it like
Yeah.
this close to the election, right?
Yeah.
You can't do it in 2018, but you could have done it something in 2014.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm just giving you the other side. This is not my opinion, but one would argue ki, it took a lot of time to put GST also through because Rajya Sabha was always a problem.
You have to have the
But
ability
GST was
to
a
walk and
Congress
chew
idea.
gum at the same time. I'm sorry, but you have to be able to do two things.
But they have done lots of things. I mean, arguably speaking.
Okay, guys, we do have 20 more topics, but quickly.
But
Sorry, go on.
for me, I'll tell you what my opinion is. I look at myself as a common sense liberal. Okay.
I look at you as a beautiful man who looks like the young Bjorn Borg after winning 2, but before winning the other 3 Wimbledon titles.
Oh, okay.
And there's 6 French there. 6 French there nobody talks about. Sorry.
So, this...
As Arnab calls you, pseudo-liberal, cocktail circuit from Mumbai.
Little bit.
Mulbar Hill.
I feel like there's, whenever you read history, and I've been a student of history a lot in my life, I've realized that it's like tectonic plates. There is pressure that gets built, and then it has to be released, and then it builds again. So the right-wing people, there was a lot of pressure building. It built to a point where Modi got this wave. And now let's see if they have enough pressure still to make him win the next one. As a liberal, like, our pressure is now increasing, right?
But just to take 2 examples of UP and now Karnataka, both from left field in a sense they have won. Both they didn't have a very strong base initially, or at least in Karnataka it looked like Congress would have won.
Yeah.
And although anti-incumbency has been the flavor of the thing. So I'm saying that I don't know. We're not psephologists, so we can't say for sure.
Yeah.
But like you said, maybe only so many people voted, but still they seem to be getting people to,
No, but they have their organization set, man. I mean, like, you hear about the kind of operation they run in terms of awareness, in terms of getting people out to do certain things, to kind of, when it comes to, like, putting rallies together and stuff like that.
Was the Lingayat thing a wrong call? Maybe it just sounded very political, and perhaps Karnataka voters quite intelligent and says, hey, come on, that's very clear. It's like they get Nirav Modi 2 days before the elections and say, okay, we got this guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, there is a certain amount of transparency to that kind of thing as well, right? I mean, like, people do look through this
So it could
stuff.
backfire.
It
But it's
often does.
again, it's one of those things where I feel like the market is the voter base is so segmented that everybody has really different opinions, and even if it turns that 1/10 of the majority in their favor, then that's enough sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But one thing is clear: India is not voting as one. It's not. You can't clearly say that X. Before we would say they vote according to caste, vote according to community, vote according to perhaps region to some extent. But it's not very clear now anymore because the psychologists have called it wrong a lot of times.
In some ways, that's actually a fantastic.
That's very healthy.
Because if
from a general point of view, it sounds great. Real democracy at work and all that.
Because I mean, like, you don't want people to be always voting in narrow interest groups.
I'm going to call a spade a spade. Rahul Gandhi not make an impact?
Rahul Gandhi is not making an impact.
When did he ever make an impact?
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty more of a fight.
Like,
but this is in the internet world, which doesn't vote that much.
And it's not just that. I mean, like, that's a really, really low standard to put to a political leader that, okay, you're starting to make a little bit of sense.
So what do you think the auditory powers of Narendra Modi, which are unquestionable, and his ability to rouse people and speak?
I actually read something really interesting. His auditory powers are fantastic, but he has not done a single freaking interview as Prime Minister.
He's done one with Arnab.
No, he didn't.
He did one with Arnab. He's done one with our channel as well.
Okay.
By our channel, I mean the one that I occasionally
Right.
CNBC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, one-on-one. He's done,
SPM.
clearly.
Yeah.
But now these questions may be vetted as they are by head of state from across all
that's
democracies
fine.
of the world.
Yeah.
So I won't get into that.
Oh.
But my point is, but he definitely has more charisma on the mic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the opposition, whoever they are, whatever their fourth front and seventh front when they form it,
Right.
they need to find people who are going to stand up and talk. I don't know, maybe all these little things are coming together.
Yeah, because the election is won by the guy who captures the imagination, not the one who has
Pretty
the
much.
solution.
I think we're into the star thing in India also. Just like
Celebrity culture is crazy.
Absolutely. man.
so you got to be a bit of a rock star on the mic, a bit of a presence and all
Every time
that.
Cyrus walks into the room,
You come
not
after me,
yeah.
as in you come COME. I mean, because I'm older, so you'll open the door for me. That's all I meant. All right, I think we have to take a break from what Naveen is saying. But as we go to break, we have
actually,
startling news.
Naveen has interesting this that basically. But this is a newspaper. So Naveen just passed me a article about how Le Monde refused to run a interview with Modi because it was a Q&A and he would not interact. So it was a written Q&A. They submitted questions.
But he wouldn't do follow-ups.
He wouldn't do follow-ups. So then basically at that point they decided not to run it.
But it's a language thing. His French is not good. I'll tell you, frankly, I've heard him and it's parlez-vous français and after that he's saying sou. So it doesn't work because sou is in French is something else. What does sou mean in French? It's a girl's name. All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, cool. I guess
we'll take
now,
a break and we'll come back.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Karnataka in the hands of the BJP, India also in the hands of the BJP. What will happen to Nepal? We give them 200 crores. We give them 200 crores. This is true. True story after we come back.
We also did an embargo on them for petrol, you know that?
Well, we continued with that. The 200 crores is to help me find a bus.
Hey friend, So, if you're listening to a podcast right now, you're probably some kind of a nerd. A nerd at heart, at least. So maybe, just maybe, you might like another podcast about nerds, by nerds, and for nerds.
It's called Geek Fruit, a community to unite estranged geeks from across India and later on the world. We talk about television, movies, science fiction, adventure, fantasy, etc. Anything nerdy, it's all here on Geek Fruit. You can catch a fresh episode every Monday,
and you can check us out on any of your favorite podcast apps, like my favorite podcast app, the IVM podcast app. Give me my money, IVM.
Good plug.
Happy listening, you nerds.
All right, back here, swinging with Aakash, who's the highest paid stand-up comedian in South Mumbai. But there's three of us. Another Milind Deora is not interested in the business. Just me and you. Sorry, Milind, just being funny. And Amit Doshi, proprietor, cynic, Socrates of Walkeshwar, and a man who's seen a lot of pain in his life.
I am always in pain.
Because he listens to the podcast.
Yes,
and Naveen,
a lot.
Naveen is also with us. Yes, Naveen. And now quickly we're going to talk about something I have no idea about. But Aakash.
Yeah, Aakash, you know what? I heard that you have a new podcast out. Would you like to tell us about that podcast a little bit?
Are we going to plug his podcast on my podcast?
Yes, we are.
Well, let's do it with some Elan.
We podcast.
Hey, bro, what's your new podcast about?
Yes.
The first time I did Cyrus Says, I was like super like, oh my god, it's Cyrus. You know what I mean? And,
what was this, 15 years ago?
No, this was like 6 months ago.
Then?
Have you forgotten?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and then once I did the thing with Cyrus and I heard it and I was like, hey, wow, I should try something like this. And it's not like I haven't been trying. I've been trying.
It's a preamble, bro.
Huh?
This is going to be the longest plug.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
starting
I'll
back in the 50s when I met the old man.
Oh, yeah, but that's his podcast is about storytelling.
Oh, it is. I'm so sorry.
So I'll tell you, let me tell you a story.
Go on. Long ago when elections were free and fair.
My dream job was free and fair.
Sorry. Go on, bro.
My dream job as a kid, or rather like throughout my adolescence, was to be an RJ. Because I like the idea of like talking out to people, like, you know what I mean? And
RJ, I thought DJ for a second. I was thinking bang.
I can't handle that. But so yeah, and I never got to do it.
It's a very intimate medium. Before this whole podcast thing, in fact, this is like a evolution of an RJ.
It is. It's the next.
Yeah. Because like, you know, earlier I had insomnia growing up. So listening to the late night radio, it felt nice, like I wasn't alone. You know what I mean? And then growing up, I started listening to podcasts instead. So I wanted to do something like that. It took me, I started trying to make this thing like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And then finally, after doing your podcast for the first time, I spoke to Amit and we made our own podcast.
Yes. What's it called, Aakash?
It's called Varta Lab.
What a clever name.
Thank you.
Can you, just for those who are less clever like me, explain the name?
So, in Gujarati, Varta is story. Right?
What is lab?
Lab is a place where you do science.
You bastard. You bloody bastard.
It's a play on the Hindi phrase Varta Lab.
Got it. Go on.
So hence Varta Lab. So it's basically we call people down, we tell, we talk to them and we listen to their stories because stories are really important.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it's about. It's out on every Monday.
Yes, IVM Podcast Network or Aakash's YouTube channel or SoundCloud or Stitcher or Savan or wherever you want to listen to the podcast.
Fluently, when you ask me to do that, I take about 25 takes. Amazing how people are different. I'm used to things like Adidas or Nike. Just do it. I'm good at that, but I just can't get these damn.
So no sasta brands basically.
No, only shoes.
All right, let's get into another story if we shall, right?
Did you hear about this one? I saw on the list that we have, and I really want to talk about this. Shashi Tharoor.
Yes.
Has been. Okay, sorry.
Take your time.
6 months after saying that he had nothing to do with the suicide of his wife, the Delhi police is now saying, no, you are going to be charged with abetment of suicide. So now they're blaming him for her killing herself.
Yes.
But after saying he's not to be blamed.
Yes.
So and this is the great thing about crime. You can keep changing it, right? I mean, that's fine.
So there are so much more honesty in this story. It's not even funny, right? First, I mean, like, abetment or suicide. How is that still a crime? I don't understand.
And also, what is abetment? Like you're an alliance.
Force somebody into suicide.
No, that is a different. Harassment
it's alliance
of some sort.
Harassment
should be against the law. Yeah. Abetment is that.
It's a passive sort of.
No, but I mean,
word.
It's not taken to be. I mean, when you actually go to court, because law school. So when you actually end up going to court, unless it's like there's a very clear indication, and honestly, this is usually used to save, for the help of women who are in dowry situations.
No, but the point is,
then the Dowry Act was passed.
How do you prove a passive sort of alliance or passive sort of support to someone doing suicide? Like, what do you gently say
I mean, like,
once a year that maybe if you died, I'm
Pass
okay?
them the blade.
No, I mean, what's acceptable?
I don't know. I mean, like, to me, one is...
While driving,
Have you seen House of Cards?
Well,
not
I
the last
live in
couple of
Valkeshwar.
seasons.
In the
and-
first season, na,
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey puts the guy in the tub. He says, there's hot water in the tub. I've given you an aspirin so your blood will be thin. This is the razor. If you want to end it now. That you should put somebody in jail for. But
I don't think in India you can get the aspirin without
but see, the
prescription.
thing is, over there, you put him in jail not for abetment or suicide. You put him in jail for coercion and blackmail.
yeah.
Also because
You
the
don't
boy
put
was
him-
15
Huh?
and he called him to dance. No, but that's another story. That's another story. Sorry.
Anyway, so I think all I'm trying to say is I find this innately like
No,
one of those.
what is abatement, right? What's the word used?
Abetment, yeah.
So what does it mean?
Let's
No, we
I looked
vaguely
it
know
up
what it means. Don't
yesterday.
Google it.
Yeah.
It meant something like
It's
supporting
like
or
passive
something
support.
like that.
You know, like, so, for example, you and me are driving and you cut me and I say, man, go die. I don't know if you went and killed yourself 3 years later whether I should be held responsible.
Encourage or assist someone to do something wrong, in particular to commit a crime.
see encourage.
But encourage is a very odd word.
Hey, Akash, why don't you go and ram into a couple of people on the roads?
With
Now,
your body.
Should I be...
No, that's okay. So the thing is now there's a confusion in this because there's a concept of mens rea and actus reus.
Right.
So mens rea is intent and actus is the.
You think we don't know that?
Right.
No,
Everybody listening to this podcast can tell you that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
go on,
of
please.
course.
I was saying it for Shravan's benefit.
Shravan, you idiot, yeah. Why don't you pay attention? Now
Shravan
we hear it
doesn't listen to
again.
the podcast.
Plus,
now.
this
course
is I have
not.
to prove now. I went to law school. So
He drinks from early morning.
So now in suicide is the only crime where if you are successful at the crime, they can't punish you.
They can't punch somebody else.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should be punished.
I feel more than the logic, the legal issue of this. I just find, you know how there is poetic justice?
Yeah.
This is comedic justice of life.
But do you feel that with Piyush Goyal, say, getting finance, with Arun Jaitley not being too well, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
reshuffle, Smriti Irani getting the Iran nuclear deal that she has to now work on with Donald Trump, who reneged on his promise, which Obama's promise. Do you think that it's possible that Arnab should be our justice and law minister and maybe we can end this matter?
I mean, like-
hang Shashi Tharoor for abatement?
He'd be
Rarest of the rare.
he'd be quick at doing stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
is quick to pass judgment for
But,
sure.
but are we saying that the machinery in India is now being used for vendetta, official machinery? is being
always
used-
has
that's not really.
It has been.
That's not a new thing.
That's
I
why-
always thought the politicians didn't go after their own. They had a brotherhood of thieves, so
No,
to speak.
I don't think that's true. I think
You know,
they've
that's
always
why
been.
when people say ki this politician has, these 500 cases pending against him.
Right.
I mean, my thing is, I'll scale it down. I'll be like,
Yeah.
you know what, 5 of those are probably real, but the
Yeah.
rest are probably fake.
I think it'll be about 70-30. Yeah.
In terms of real to
70% will be real.
Well,
Come on.
also-
but at the same time, so the thing is, in my at least particular thought, most of the stuff that they really do, that doesn't come into cases. Cases
Yeah.
are basically filed for the I'm not
Also,
saying that they're only committed 30%
In terms of
bad.
priority, when you have like 47 people die in a Kenya pipe blast on the same day, and you've got Karnataka elections, and it's difficult to always prioritize. I'm just thinking, this news about this gentleman and this lady and the suicide being vaguely hazy and grey area of possibilities here and there, it gets too much noteworthy space.
Okay.
But it's more than that. I feel
Well,
like
I think
the
that's-
tone of the reaction is what messes with me.
Well, the tone is there is no tone over here, right?
No.
It is anybody on the right wing is it's about time that you did. Anybody on the other side is like, what are
This
you
is
talking
crazy,
about? This is
right?
nonsense.
Yeah, no. So here's what interests me about Shashi Tharoor. Shashi Tharoor
Invented the English
this
language.
whole thing happened.
Shashi Tharoor invented hair conditioners. Shashi Tharoor invented the look.
His that one Pakistani lady he was seeing, no, she had that whole Twitter rant or
Right,
something.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, after which this lady,
Yeah, but that's
quickly passed
guilty
away.
of being a Romeo. We could be hanging half the
That-
country.
yeah, I don't think
Come
that-
on.
No. So hear me out. No. So after this, his wife passed away. Okay. At this point, nobody had any problem.
Right.
Everyone was like, cool scenes happened. Okay. After a little bit of time, he did that speech that in England
Oxford,
about
lovely
reparation.
speech,
Yeah,
yeah.
lovely speech. And then after, everyone was like, yeah, Shashir. Then he said that chiller wala remark, if you remember.
Yeah.
And everybody lost their minds at
He
this.
seems to provoke people rightly or wrongly, yes.
Yeah, right. So now I just love this pendulum shift that the public takes with Shashi Tharoor, where at some point they hate him for cattle class and then they love him for reparation, then they hate him for Sunanda. And when she initially passed away, there were people saying that this is clearly a
there
case
was
of
something.
Yeah.
No, there
Overdose.
always-
They first said overdose, and overdose meaning suicide.
Yeah.
No, but everybody said Shashi Tharoor had a hand in it.
What
then
does that
also.
mean?
See, I mean,
I'm not taking his side. What the hell does that mean?
It-
Are you saying he murdered her? I mean,
Or he arranged
what are the
for her
reasons
to
for
be
murdering her?
murdered.
And I mean,
No, but see,
But then see, people
that's not
think-
what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about abetment or suicide. We're not talking about...
that's the Delhi police who have now resurfaced and said
we're
abetment
not
of
talking
suicide.
about him putting a hit out on her. He put a hit out on her, then then
That's a different game
that's
altogether.
a whole different
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about he mentally pushed her into a direction where she felt she had...
Yeah.
That is what the abetment of suicide is.
Maybe what
I have
happened
a-
is, maybe they wanted to catch him first, but some government power said not now.
Oh.
And now they're like, अच्छा चलो, अभी इसको पकड़ो फिर से.
I remember I was talking to a friend of mine who was 64 years old, and I said, what do you think Shashi Tharoor should do? So he said, don't worry, he's bulletproof, no one can touch him. Why? Because he said, uske paas maa hai. I said, no, that's Shashi Kapoor in Diwar. It's two different people altogether. But that's how generations don't understand what's going on, For me, it's always about that, the inability to, translate what's going on.
You really are obsessed with that
I'm so
mind.
sorry. Should I leave? It's my own podcast. Akash, I hand it over to you. I'll be going by the back door.
All right, let's move
Not
on.
allowed in India, by the way.
Let's move on to something else, okay? This is something I'm kind of interested in. I'd like to know what you think about this as a dog lover. The most popular show in America is the show called NCIS, right?
Right.
So on you've seen NCIS?
I've seen it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
the most popular?
It
It's
is
okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but it is the most popular show in
What's wrong
America.
with America? Oh, right. They voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Akash,
But, yeah, no, so it
correct
is.
me when I
That-
talk
that is
rubbish.
exactly
What
it.
is NCIS full form?
Naval
narcotics,
something,
naval,
something.
Yeah,
It's
Coast
about Navy
Guard.
cops.
Okay.
Navy
People in
cops.
shorts.
Navy
basically.
detectives, huh? That
Navy
one.
detectives,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mark Harmon.
Mark
no?
Harmon,
Who's the
and then there's that other woman, Abby Shooter, right? The goth. This. So she quit the show recently.
The quitter was pushed off.
No, she quit because Mark Harmon apparently brought a pit bull to set. The pit bull attacked a crew member. The crew member needed 16 stitches. And she then, and basically at that point in time, she was like, "You can't bring this."
This
dog
is
to
like
the-"
catalyst effects, What you're saying is that the story?
That's pretty much. Well, I mean, like,
Is this the same
so-
pit bull
no,
that
no, no.
bit that model's face?
That's in Bombay.
okay.
No, see, let's understand here. It's not really about the dog here. When two people don't get along, then these issues start becoming they wedge deeper. That's
Right.
the way I see it. If Mark Harmon and Miss Abby didn't get along in the first case, then these things just, the wedge
No,
becomes
but
just
this
deeper and
apparently,
deeper.
from all the rumors coming out, this is the thing that kind of set them off. Before that, they were actually very friendly. And the thing is, and the other thing to keep in mind is that she is very active in stray dog communities and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
see, a
that.
pit bull is a very aggressive breed.
That is
But that's our
that's her
fault. We
point.
bred them like that. We bred them to fight. It's in their
Right.
DNA.
Right.
But the point being that if you take a dog like that, you've got to be very careful.
Yeah.
How
So
much
it's
of
Mark
a-
Harmon's responsibility.
I've never had a dog. The only pets I was allowed
We have
was
a
fish.
goldfish.
Many.
Stay with the goldfish because you don't have to walk them. And, I don't... Apparently they live longer than I thought. I thought they live a week, but they live a year.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's-
What, yours didn't? Akash, you murderer? Abatement to suicide. Abatement to suicide. Let me tell
actually
you,
did have a
if you-
goldfish that
if
jumped
you were
out
in
of the
Delhi,
bowl.
you'd have been in trouble. There you go. Goldfish dies in 3 days. There's no idea. Suicide.
No, but so this.
You raised him veg. Salah, he killed himself. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's a touchy
How
subject.
much of your the breed? How
It's a
much does
singer
it
of the
affect the
song.
mood and the behavior? Can't you I have a friend who had a Rottweiler,
Oh.
and poor
See,
guy
these are
just
all
passed
fighting
away.
dogs, all right? So
Yeah, but the dog is the sweetest.
of course,
dog.
he's a sweet. If you raise the dog in a certain way, but the potential is there of 200 pounds of sheer power, great
Yeah.
bite force, possessiveness, protecting
Right.
the children, protecting the family. That all that is there. It's instinctive. It's in the DNA. You have to remember all that, right? I don't have a problem with pit bulls. I think you should keep a pit bull, but you just make sure that you look after him and let him be around a certain sense of kindness.
Right.
And because if you allow the dog to go the other way, he has the potential. It's like, say, a guy
Yeah, but
6'3"
this was a
and
rescue
250
dog.
pounds.
So the thing is,
Yeah,
this
so
is a
then they didn't
rescue
know.
dog,
So
right?
that's
So
in
you
your
don't
good
even know how
karma.
to-
In your good
Yeah.
karma, you've taken a chance.
Yeah, so I mean, the way I see it is, I think that
Now can I now defend animals with my
There's nothing-
since I have a lawyer
yeah,
colleague here
sure, of
who
course.
will help me. I always tell people to tell me about dog bites and fights and cats and this and that. I say one thing: if you look at your life, how many people have wronged you in your entire life? From start to finish, or you have wronged. The numbers, two-legged
the
people.
power equation is very different.
It's
with
it's
animals
millions. And what? One dog bit you in your entire life? One cat scratched you?
Right.
One bird went over your head?
And also,
I mean-
their behavior is not like if a dog puts their mouth around your arm, it's not always to hurt you. It's just like playfulness also. Like a cat will scratch you because that's just how they explore their world. Like they
Correct.
scratch
But
stuff.
see,
to
Akash,
see
there
what
are
is
also
there.
animal people, non-animal people. So we are all comfortable with all this. We know scratch, bite, nothing
Yeah.
happens. Also, we are very confident, and so the animals can sense that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's the other problem we have because nervousness for animals is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So if a nervous kid comes and say, "Can I pat the dog?" I'm always like, "Okay, just come." come, but unless the dog is really passive,
Yeah.
if you're nervous, then we need to be there and help you through it. Because the dog is picking up a vibe.
Yeah.
But like my daughter comes and just feeds dogs.
What is your breed?
My daughter is half Parsi, half... so far, we're not expecting any biting, but you tell Mark Harmon, if he looks after my daughter properly... Mine is Mary's Alibag hound. We found her in a market, abandoned. But she seems to have a bit of greyhound blood in her and all that. But very possessive and all that. But, it's just like children. Some children are so there's no doubt about that. Let's call them out. Everybody said, all kids are innocent. I don't think so.
No.
I've seen a kid throwing stones for no reason at dogs and cats. I never did that.
Or
I've
they
seen a
pull
kid
on the ears
punching another kid for no reason or picking up a brick to throw on him and all. I mean, I never did that. We all fought. But, there's certain murderous tendencies and aggressive tendencies which are not there with other kids. So when you see your kid is a I mean, I've got no problem if you want to punish him a little bit. Let's face it, all kids are not great.
Yep. No, all kids are not great.
You think Hitler was a nice kid? What do you think? He was the nicest kid on the block? Oh, you're Jewish? Come, let's hug. No. This was a bad kid. Oh, sorry, we went from Rottweilers to human Rottweilers.
But this is pretty much what I was trying to get out, right? I mean, I wanted to
but I think there's more to it than meets the eye. I think just this happens.
So then this happened and then it escalated over a year. After over a year,
he didn't help the guy, the crew member.
No, he helped the crew member.
So what's the problem?
He did not bring the dog back to the set for a while, and then he started bringing the dog back to the set. And once he started bringing her back, she's like, you're creating a unsafe work environment.
So she doesn't believe in the second chance theory?
Well, not for...
So she's the fascist
here.
here.
Yeah, not in this case. I mean, again, she's somebody who is active in dog stuff.
For me, it is never the animal's fault. That's all. It's always our fault. It's simple. It's our world, our society, our rules, and we make them live by it.
Right.
So then it's our fault. If your dog is aggressive, you take care of that. My wife, very aggressive, I keep her at home. Okay, please, I apologize to all women out there. This is just a joke. My wife is the alpha. I cannot keep her at home. She keeps me under the carpet and stamps on my head every day.
All right. Okay, let's get into another thing. Let's get one last story before we go into AMAs, right?
Yeah.
Ekta Kapoor and PewDiePie.
This was hilarious.
PewDiePie.
Do you know who PewDiePie is?
No. Bro,
Oh no!
Liverpool won, so I'm okay.
Do you want to set it up, please?
Okay,
you probably have a better idea of who PewDiePie is than I do.
PewDiePie.
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 So PewDiePie. Okay, imagine
the same dog from Mark Harmon's.
Okay, so what do you think the genre of the largest YouTube channel in the world is?
Porn?
Porn is not allowed.
Why?
On YouTube?
Why? Okay, let me recover. No porn. What do we do now?
What do you think?
Children?
Music, kids, something?
Kids doing stupid things?
PewDiePie.
What?
PewDiePie is the world's largest channel on YouTube. It's one dude. He's a Swedish dude? Swedish dude. And he sits and he basically comments on random shit and is inappropriate. You should watch.
Young kid or old man?
Like 24, 25, something like that.
The biggest thing on YouTube on the planet.
And he does a Swedish massage to himself while he does that.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah. So he used to do a lot of video game commentaries.
What's going to do with Ekta Kapoor?
So from video game commentaries, he started evolving into like doing commentaries on other things. So he did a bunch of commentaries around Indian serials. And
he shat on the serial full on.
What did you think? What did you expect him to say?
And what was
Fellini himself. What do you want?
What was hilarious was that Ekta Kapoor replied on Twitter by saying that this guy looks like one of the extras we get from Kolaba.
From Kolaba?
Like
that's our area, Aakash. But that's not fair, yaar. That's a racist geographist.
Yeah,
so I'm feeling pain here.
Yes, it's both.
Yeah. I'm okay with the racist. The geographist is my problem. Don't diss Kolaba, mate. I've drunk at Leopold, you've drunk at Leopold. We've been arrested in the police station opposite. We've got Delhi Darbar, Olympia, food in. You don't diss that kind of place. The Causeway for shopping, fighting with watchmen, Regal for parking. No. Not right. Yeah. But the race thing is good.
Yeah, no, but that is actually what... But that's the actual source of the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That, I mean, like, she called him a Ferangi or something like that.
So that's actually a racist comment.
Super racist, okay?
Yeah.
And then everybody went after her and she's like, I will not apologize. He has made fun of Rajnikant also.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. That according to Indian law, if you make fun of Rajnikant, you can abuse 3 generations, maybe even 4. Huh? That's clear. You get a pass for life. Nobody can do that. Like, why don't they read our books, man? It's all clear. Yeah. Amazing. But I've been saying this from the beginning of time. There's no more racist people than us. Yes or no?
No,
if you look at the way we are structured, from our caste system to the colors issue and all that, fair and lovely. Biggest hit here. Nowhere in the world.
Africa.
No, it's bigger here.
Really?
It's bigger than Africa.
Yeah?
Yes. Their sales are fantastic.
I read this whole thing about how in Africa also it's like in all the African countries this is the biggest FMCG product as well. But like more people in India obviously.
Yeah.
No, but the amazing thing is that we actually are, without knowing it, are really racist people.
Yeah.
You look at our wedding, what's it called, matrimonial section, for example. Wheatish, whitish. Nobody ever says, I want a really black, good-looking man. What's wrong with that? Nobody ever says that. But in the West, they're going the other way. They've learned, to stop being in this one color code thing. But they're not going to change it. No, there is a sense there of what is right and wrong. Here, nobody knows. It just goes on. And now this lovely lady is going to abuse this guy without realizing it's really racist.
No, and I think that's the problem more than anything else.
Why did she just make fun of the channel about his performance?
Exactly, but there's an obliviousness to what is racist and what is not racist, right? I mean, and I think that's the larger issue here, right? People don't realize it's being racist.
I feel like the fact that the joke is racist is not a problem for me as a comic. My problem is that I can sense that it's coming not from a place of humor, but from a place of genuine nastiness. So that is
malice.
The problem.
You're not a malice fan.
And also there is
Swedish malice excluded.
Because there's a way to call PewDiePie a junior artist from Kolaba and be funny.
But also calling somebody a junior artist from Kolaba, why is that necessarily pejorative?
Why?
Right?
If she said it more tongue-in-cheek, like it's more the tone. The same line would have been okay. But it appears to be more aggressive and angry and pained.
It is angry.
And hence we are we, the great philosophers who do nothing wrong. We the ones who have healed the world.
We are allowed to pass judgment on everything.
Of course. Pick up your candle, hold your hands and let's sing. We are the world. We are the people. Akash is tweeting. Okay, I think we have to stop. I think we're going to AMAs now. We're running out of time.
Yes.
So quickly, for those of you out there, racism is not an issue. It's fine. It's fine, right, boys?
Sure.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IBM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
All right, AMA time. Aakash and Amit very excited. Racist, bigoted comments hurting them as we speak, but we'll reinvent ourselves in this section. Come on, Amit.
Okay, all right. Let me do one question first, and then Aakash can do the next ones. Cyrus, in a recent podcast, you told us that the banana is a vegetable. But why isn't chocolate considered a vegetable when it comes from cocoa beans and all beans are vegetables? This is from Abhinav.
I don't know about it being a vegetable, but you eat a lot, you become a vegetable. I'm okay with it. These labels don't bother me at all. You want to call a chocolate a vegetable, that's fine. Mommy, I need more veggies. You come back with 5 big Cadburys. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, sure.
Akash, you're a nutrition guy. What do you feel? But the thing is, as we find out, science also makes mistakes and reinvents itself and says this and that. Pluto is not a planet, then it is a planet, then it's not a planet, for example. So as we find out in food, egg yolk, for example, they said, don't touch it, cholesterol. Now they say it's the most healthy thing and eat it all together. Eat 20 eggs a day, full. So, what I'm saying is things change all the time.
Yeah.
So if it's called a vegetable, is it a problem or not? A banana.
But then that's the equivalent of calling a roti also flour and bread also flour. It's not. You did things to it.
Now, what do you do with your banana?
You know what I mean?
Akash, what do you do with your banana? What are you trying to say?
You banana slice, you put chocolate sauce and then...
No, I'm talking about the original banana. What the hell are you talking? You're a disgusting man. You're a racist. You're a sexist racist. Sexual racist.
Yeah.
A racist sexual.
Racist sexual.
It's a new word, like homosexual.
I get turned on by racism.
There you go. All right, next question. We have failed the reader in the first one. Let's go to the next.
Okay.
Also, by the way, Abhinav, it's made not from the fruit, but the seed of the cocoa fruit. So, do little research.
Oh, hey. We got 3 guys who write in. Don't be mean. I'm sorry, Abhinav, come back. What the hell? You do that on your podcast. I'm very nice to my people.
Sorry, Abhinav.
I think
right,
Abhinav
let's make it up to Abhinav. Ask him another question. And this is a cricket question.
Oh, where is this?
So the second question is Abhinav's, right? I assume.
1 second.
Yeah, it's Abhinav.
We have only one person writing in?
No, we have other
his name
people,
is Abhinav?
We'll make it up
Why
to
don't you
Abhinav.
call him for the podcast? Why are we wasting time with all this?
We're making up to Abhinav for the fact that Aakash made fun of him.
How do you feel for Justin Langer's appointment as Australian head coach?
It looks like the normal process. He was assistant coach and now he becomes head coach when our friend Darren Lemon stepped down. So, but I'm a big fan of Justin Langer because he's a martial arts expert. People don't know. He's a Western Australian boy, so he comes from the fastest wicket in the world, Perth, at least when he was growing up. He's a Dennis Lilly fan. He made only one big mistake, which cost him love from me. He said his greatest moment was watching Dennis Lilly bowl Viv Richards on a Boxing Day test in 1921. And Viv Richards my hero. Nobody says anything about Viv Richards. Nobody. So other than that, I'm okay with it. I think if you want to just talk cricket for a minute, I want Steve Smith, David Warner and Cameron Bancroft back in the team ASAP. I feel that ban has to be revoked quickly. And I want India to play the best Australian side when we tour.
At least 6 months. See, you have to at least give a slap on the wrist.
There was no slap given to Sachin or Rahul, two of the greatest gentlemen of the game. There was no slap given to Mike Atherton, one of the great... highly educated gentlemen of the game. There was no slap given to about 7 Pakistanis whose names I won't mention. So what the hell? Why do this all happened because the Prime Minister had to get involved and talk about the greatness and honour of cricket, and the cricket captain is second only to the Prime Minister. He had his own scandals in the backyard. Okay, with his own Deputy Prime Minister womanizing left, right and centre at the same time. So, why did they politicize all this? A slap on the wrist, like you said, would be fine. Yeah. I think the punishment doesn't fit the crime. You ask anybody in international cricket, they all scruff up the ball because the batting wickets and the way the bat is dominating, what do you want the bowlers to do?
I agree with you.
It's the same thing with me and girls.
We should do a cricket podcast.
I think we should do a Girls in Me podcast.
Thanks, Abhinav.
Thanks, Abhinav.
All right, let's go to this next question. Who is your favorite Avenger? I am assuming you are a Marvel Comics fan.
I'm a DC Comics fan. I'm an old man.
Yeah, I'm also.
I like Batman. If you have no actual powers and you can be a superhero, you're my hero because then I have hope. You know what I'm thinking? That's the guy. He can't do anything. He throws a rope. He misses sometimes. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. In terms of actual comic book reading, I like DC more than I like Marvel.
Movie-wise, Marvel went streets ahead after some time. But the point is, I think Spider-Man is the perfect character for me because he's got this loser, cheeky New Yorker kind of appeal to him.
Yeah.
And I like that part a lot, more than his powers. And I think as a character, it was etched beautifully from start to finish. It always stays like that. He never gets his due. But he's cocky enough, for you to sort of back him.
There's a second part to this question which I really want to know your
answer
about. He says, do you think Bhavesh Joshi will be India's next big superhero after Krish and Shaktiman?
Okay, I just got to say,
I have no idea who
Bhavesh Joshi.
We'll come to him, but Shaktiman, I got to tell you, for me, was very painful. It was very painful. Because like most of you boys, I grew up reading all these comics.
Yeah.
And our generation and generations are older than us. So, you have this idea of all these superheroes and they're dazzling. And we didn't get to see too many movies and all that, Christopher Reeve and all that, maybe a little bit here and there. And then Shaktiman happened. And it took, forget Avengers, it took superheroes back to, 1724? Clothes, 1591? And acting ability, 1195. So, I mean, what the hell was going on there? And with due respect to Mukesh Khanna, I think that was his name. It didn't even fit properly, the outfit. It looked terrible to me.
Yeah, it was not a good show.
It was really not good.
But his superpowers were amazing. Every show he would have a new superpower. I love that.
His superpowers were not clear. That was the superpower. We'll figure it out as we go along. Yeah. A bit like the government. We'll tell you what we need to tell you. And we'll move on from there.
Oh man, Shaktiman.
I much prefer the first half of the film, just Shakti, which is Dilip Kumar and Amitabh Bachchan.
That's a
much
movie.
better.
Much better. That's a great movie.
Did you watch Aryaman, which is a Star Wars ripoff?
Yeah.
Mukesh Khanna did the same.
Really?
My God. When is this going to stop? Abhiman was only Amitabh Bachchan. There was no superhero. I remember. Jaya Bachchan, yeah.
All right. Let's do one last question. What do you want to do?
This is also... This is one that, Cyrus, I actually feel on a daily basis. So I just want to know as one entertainer to another.
Okay,
and also Lavanya is also asking. So.
Okay.
Lavanya.
Okay. We spent 3 hours over Lavanya versus Lavanya. Make up your mind who's writing.
Lavanya versus Lavanya.
Lavanya and Lavanya. Yes, you tell me which one is writing.
Lavanya.
After showing them all that respect, we 3 men sit here and don't give a damn. What you want to say? We say. What the hell is it? Either you show respect for cultures and say, I know this is Lavanya and this is Lavanya. Just tell me which one it is, but nobody cares.
Lavanya,
I'm not doing this. As long as he insulted Rajnikant, we can call that Swedish guy anything we want. That's the law. What if he insulted, like, say, I don't know, maybe like Vivek Oberoi, like a small star. I mean, then I want to be clear. So how far
Then
can we
you
go?
get a slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist, all right. So there's a hierarchy that we have to follow, right? So there's Rajinikanth, there's maybe Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan. Then as you go down, you can get away. What if we attack Mukesh Khanna? What if he said something on Mukesh Khanna?
Well,
People would say, who is Mukesh Khanna?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, what a finely researched man.
Okay. So this is not
You
addressed.
do realize we are the biggest bigots. It's very clear. Sorry, go on.
Okay. Is Cyrus jealous of Gaurav Kapoor winging a show like Breakfast
I
with
am
Champions?
100%.
Right? Okay. I think it would be a bigger blast if he co-hosted or hosted it. How is it that you haven't landed a gig on IPL like Gaurav?
It's a tragic irony because ESPN contracted me first and I didn't take the job because of money and all that, and then they went to him. Long ago, before 2008. But I think Gaurav is, you know what he does well? He doesn't try to be funny. He doesn't try to be different. He's just Gaurav, and he's got a nice little relationship with these guys. That Nera episode was hilarious. I fell off the chair. Really funny, and it's because he's got a nice easy way. He's just not trying to one-upmanship, just trying to be funny, like some of us comedians are. You put two comedians together, everyone wants to get the last word. It just goes on like a bad game of chess after some time. And if you don't understand Russian, chess is terrible. So the same thing happens. But I think I like that show. I think it's good. I am jealous. I would love to do the show. And the boys in my studio keep showing me the show because we're all cricket crazy, So we sit there and say, "Hey, देखो Sachin के साथ क्या है?"
But so one last, I want to ask you this.
I'm also jealous of Mandira. Back in 2003, she went to South Africa. I was thinking, I grew up in Mandira. She never mentioned cricket. And suddenly she's a cricket pandit and I'm a I remain a 15 years later. It's all over the place, man. What can you do?
Do you get to meet a lot of cricketers? And if
I have interviewed quite a few, actually.
And who is your favorite cricketer?
This is a tough one. Like,
not to watch play cricket,
talk to?
but like to talk to.
Off the record, funny ones. Ricky Ponting was fantastic. I like Aussies. They're very straight up. So I get along very well with them. They don't like you calling them by surname. It's all easy and straight up. The Indian guys, Yuvraj was very nice. We interviewed him. Sachin was very nice, but sometimes I don't know what Sachin is saying. Because, he just talks about he started talking about streets being cleaned and all that, and I want to talk cricket. But I guess you get bored of cricket after some time. Anil Kumble was great. Brian Lara was great. I've done Kevin Peterson. It was interesting. They all like to talk now. There's nobody who doesn't talk anymore. Those days are gone. Back in the 70s and 80s, a few Pakistani guys who don't speak English well, they feel a little uncomfortable, but if you get them in Urdu, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, you do get more expensiveness from them.
But I have not yet interviewed a Bangladeshi cricketer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, go talk to Shakib.
Shakib is now part of India. I mean, he's here for 6 weeks and stays back. And, oh God, that'll be an issue. We have enough of that, Who would you like to interview?
Who would I like to interview?
Yeah, who you want for Varta Lab? What's your wish list, man?
The cricketers.
You remember Varta Lab, that really cool show that you're doing on the
but you can have cricketers on that. They will tell a story, right?
Yeah.
So cricketers tell a story.
If I could meet a cricketer, I would, honestly, Rahul Dravid.
Yeah.
But I can't separate the man from the...
He's very funny, but when the camera rolls, he's very correct. So if you can just get him off camera...
That's why there are no cameras in this room.
Bro, he's a great mimic. He made us laugh a lot off camera, but then on camera, he's just, he makes sure he doesn't... We don't care. Nobody knows who we are.
Yeah, nobody listens to my podcast also, so he will be safe.
It'll all change. Give it 10-15 years. That's what Akash, that's what they told me. This is my 16th year, by the way. Like the Congress, I'm waiting. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online, and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Believe it or not, you stare at digital screens for 6 hours every single day. This makes your eyes age faster than the rest of your body. You're staring at screens as you're browsing through your Instagram or reading an ebook or even making a business proposal. What if your eyes could go to a natural spa and rejuvenate themselves? Made with the best ingredients sourced from nature, Setu IMAX is a modern health supplement that protects and rejuvenates your eyes from all that strain from digital screens. Setu IMAX is enriched with carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin, making it the perfect nutritional filter for the digital age. Check out www.setu.in to buy IMAX, and you can get up to 50% off if you use the promo code SETU50. Also, head to the Instagram page where we have a contest running for you. Share a screenshot of what you're watching on your phone right now, whether it's your Instagram feed or your favorite YouTube channel or anything else, and upload it to your stories using IMAX as a hashtag. That's IYEMAX. Also, make sure you tag Setu India, and we'll give you a chance to win a TV binging kit from us. Protect your eyes, or rather, screen-proof them.
There she stands, a podcast addict. Outside the bank, having traveled several miles to get in with other poor souls like her. The journey, though daunting for this youngling, will have some comfort because she has downloaded her favorite podcast. You can see more of her species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.